Alright guys, today another shoulder workout to do at home, and today all you need is a towel. So today is a shoulder workout. We're going to focus on a lot of isometric strengthening, meaning we're going to apply a force against a non-movable object, or in this case it's going to be a towel. So the towel is going to resist us. We apply as much pressure and as much force as we can without actually going through a full range of motion or just moving at all. Okay. So the goal here is to apply and work as hard as we can to contract as many muscles as we can to really build on that strength and power without actually moving. Multiple ways to do this, but today we're going to focus on the shoulders, and a lot of this is focusing on the actual rotator cuff, which is a weaker part of the muscle, especially male athletes being stronger on the front, mostly their chest, and being tight. And with our sedentary lifestyle, or in lifestyle just like being hunched all the time from being on a computer, on our phone, and so on. So we're going to really work on the posture today and work on those rotator cuffs to improve the health of your shoulders. So the first exercise we're going to do is, someone might have heard of it, it's the band pull apart, but we're doing towel pull apart. So get a towel, okay? You're going to grab it, you're going to grab and hold on as tight as you can. And what are you going to do? Keeping your chest up, don't hyperextend, keep using flat case, so shoulders down and back. You're going to lift the towel, and without actually letting it go, we're going to separate it as hard as you can. You're going to resist it, okay? The goal here is to hold, I don't really want to go super for this amount of long time, but let's go up to 15 seconds, then take a break and repeat. So I'm going to bring the towel out, shoulder height, and I'm going to pull it apart as hard as I can, squeeze my shoulder blades in and pushing outward my elbows. I'm going to hold on and squeeze hard and feel it. At one point it's going to start burning into your shoulders, your muscle. That's a good thing. Okay, that's your muscle really being activated. And you're going to keep on squeezing hard, pull apart for 15 seconds. Time's up, bring it down and rest, okay? You can do anywhere from 2 all the way up to 6 sets of this. And if you find the 15 is too easy, you can go up to 30 seconds or maybe less, 20. If that's too hard, then cut down to 10 seconds and try to resist a full 10 seconds. The problem is that, guys, you have to be fully aware what you're doing. Okay? You have to concentrate on the actual muscles and the execution of the pattern, because if you don't focus on it and you just do this, it doesn't really do anything. You have to really pull against it, work hard, and stay engaged in the pattern, okay? Otherwise, you won't get the full benefits of the exercise. So that's the first one. So towel pull apart, okay? If you want to add a bit more lat to it, what you could do is you can start from the top, and without pulling into it, you're going to pull apart and down, which will then activate more lat. So those are 2 options. So one is straight across, which would be more of your rhomboids, rotator cuff, and if you want to add a bit more to your lower trap and lats and your teres minor major, you can then pull down, which will involve more in the downward position, which should involve more of your muscles on one side, so which are lats and so on. Okay, so that's the first exercise. Second exercise today is going to be supinated. So position your hand, I'm going to turn it, flip it over. Okay, supinated external rotation. So this time, you have the option of grabbing a little closer, pull it apart. Okay, depends on where you hold it. It will change the entire dynamic of your exercise. If you're going to hold it further out, you're going to get more of that rotator cuff aspect. If you're going to hold it a little closer, you're going to get more of your rear delt, the cell delt, okay, as you're trying to pull apart. So, show the first version. Palm up, okay, this one, we're going to do it with a neutral position, okay, so shoulders won't be shrugged or anything, going to be out front, chest is set in place, and I'm just going to pull the bend, or sort of pull the towel apart, pointing my thumbs to the outside, okay, so I'm going to pull and squeeze as hard as I can, squeeze as much as I can, keeping everything straight, and so on, okay, same thing, 15 seconds, 2 to 6 sets every time. What you can do for this is you may want to go with 3 sets with a closer grip and be 3 sets with an outer grip, which then will improve more your rotator cuff the wider you're going to be. The other options you can do to add even more to it is you want to shrug your back, pardon me, not shrug, you want to squeeze your back, so bring your shoulder blades in, and if I'm going to set your elbows slightly back, and then repeat the same thing, same exercises, and try to pull apart, but by pre-activating your shoulder blades and all your muscle in your back, you're going to emphasize more of that rotator cuff aspect in your upper backs. So if you want to add more to it, then squeeze, elbows further back, show that chest, and then pull apart. So that's your second exercise. Going to our third, we're going to do the W. This is pretty much the same thing. The difference is now we're having a 90-degree bend our elbows. We're going to actually curl our elbows up, or your arm up, okay? having a, 45 degrees at the elbow, and from there we're gonna try to open up. By creating that W shape, so when you pull apart and it creates a W, what happens is you reinforce your rhomboids, which is muscles, right, in this position between the shoulder blade and your spine, okay? It also works on your trap and your spine. So for this one, ideally you'd wanna go a little wider. Okay, you wanna be in that W shape, which is your arms out, and then from there you're gonna just separate the towel, not really gonna separate it, but you're gonna pull against each end, make it as hard as you can, squeezing. Again, same thing, up to 15 seconds or so on. You can play with it, okay? You don't have to be 15 seconds. I've just recommended 15 seconds, but it could be 30, it could be 10, it could be even 5 seconds, okay? And then you work on your reps and sets from there. And then the last one, I have to go into the ground. So this is what we're gonna do next, is going to a prone overhead press. So now that we're on ground, we have our towel, what are you gonna do? You're gonna go down on your belly. This is your prone position. Okay, we're actually gonna start with the towel behind our back, behind our head. So I'm gonna take my hat off, go down. For this, I'm gonna talk to you, but you want your head down, facing the ground. Okay, separate, so you go up, back, you're gonna load everything down, and pulling a bit the towel apart, we're gonna reinforce your rotator cuff, okay, and your delt, and you're gonna push, and you're gonna go up, and pressing out, and as you press out, try to go as high as you can. As you go up, we're gonna build that strength in the upper back now, especially for athletes that have overhead reach, for like, big example, basketball players that have to go for those rebound reaching up every time. Okay, high risk of injuries for basketball players in terms of injuries, shoulders injuries, is from a rebound, because every time you go up, your shoulders are now in a vulnerable position, and if they're weak or internal rotators are in balance, someone could come over and knock your arm and actually damage your shoulder. So this is a great exercise to improve on the overhead strengthening of your shoulder and shoulder safety. So out, separate, create tension, go out as high as you can, and then come back through. Okay, you might say, well, I thought we were doing isometric exercises. You're right, and that's what usually doesn't involve movement. But in this case, isometric happens as you're pressing out, but you do improve on the mobility and strengthening your back by moving forward and back. So basically pressing the towel above your head and back down. But that separation of the towel is where the isometric is happening, and this is where you're really working on the external rotation of the shoulder.